look, the Niners are 4-0. They're really good. The defense is really good. The offense is really good. And really, it's like it's almost feeling like, man, this is their year. And maybe it is. This might be their year. I haven't seen a team this dominant in the NFL in a minute. But I feel like there's one thing that could derail things, and it's on them. It's how they're using Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Through 4 weeks, he has 98 touches. No one else has more than 88. That's Tony Pollard. 98's a lot. I mean, he's on pace for more than 400. He's on pace for 420 something. And he's never done that before. He had 400 touches in 2019, and then the next 2 years he played a combined 10 games. It feels like if he makes it through the whole year with 24, 25 touches a game, I don't know what his career is going to be like after. And there's no guarantee he makes it through the whole year. It just feels like it's reckless, it's careless, and if he gets hurt, you're going to feel really, 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 really stupid because you knew this was going to happen and saw this coming. So I think this is something they can address now and stop being in denial about. Like, what you're doing is playing with fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what could happen if this all blows up. Be responsible, think ahead. Don't let that happen, because if McCaffrey gets seriously injured because you gave him the 24th, 25th touch in the game when you're up, it's malpractice.
That's when it starts becoming disgusting. And at that point, it's like, is it worth giving him that 25th touch when you're up double, triple scores, and now you just pretty much lost him for the year? I mean, in that Rams game, I get it, because it was pretty much a tight-knit game for most of that. But like in the Steelers game, it was like, why are you giving him? I think he had four. I think he had 5 carries total. 5 carries and 2 targets. So he ran for pretty much 2 routes. And it's like, that felt unnecessary. Why don't you just run him for like 2 or 3 times, even just a little bit less? Because it's clear that he's the engine of your offense. I know Brock Purdy's looking sweet so far, but going from him to Mitchell, there's a downgrade still. But I mean, Mitchell, I know he's hurt. He might not even play this week, but still, I remember when he was traded, McCaffrey, one of the things that was said that why he will last is the 49ers won't need him to be the bell cow. Well, they were definitely running him like that. And wouldn't it be smart to try to protect your asset when you can? Again, close games, like against the Cowboys, if it's a close game, I expect them just to go full workhorse for sure. Mason might not even get a carry. I don't expect him to get a carry, actually, because I don't think Shannon wants to lose that game. Prime time against a good opponent, I'd be shocked if Mason gets a carry. But again, like if you're going against the Cardinals, you're already leading. Just reel it in a little bit. Let's not pull the Detroit Lions when you take out like 8 players, but let's contextualize it, because we know you already hold McCaffrey on veteran days. So why wouldn't you just reduce at least some of his playing time towards the end against a big league? Again, if it's close, I get it. But big lead, is it really worth the risk? I don't think so. I wouldn't do it, but that's not the way Shanahan works. He's too scarred from that Detroit Lions game, because remember he said that some weeks ago about the Steelers. Like, yeah, I just remember this week 1, Detroit 2 years ago. I'm still scarred from it. And it's like, yeah, you took out like 8 players, dude. I'm pretty sure you'll be fine without 1 player when you have 3 digits, 3-score lead.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know why Kyle Shanahan has made it his business. It's a goal of his. I feel like it's clear. He wants Christian McCaffrey to be the MVP of the league this year. The way he's using him, I don't understand why that matters. What matters is winning the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if you have an MVP on your team. Like, that is not the goal. It doesn't really help your resume that much. Maybe it helps McCaffrey's Hall of Fame bid, but he's not a Hall of Famer. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like it's beside the point. While you're chasing an MVP for him, you're jeopardizing a Super Bowl for the team. That's the goal. And we've seen in these last 4 games, there's been any number of opportunities to just stop using McCaffrey. Like, I'm not saying give him 15 touches a game. I'm not saying that. How about we cap it at 20? How about 20? And like 7 of those touches can be catches. You don't have to overuse them. It doesn't make any sense, especially when you're up big in the second half anyway.
Just be smart with him. And that's one thing about Shannon is like, he doesn't think big picture. And it's kind of rare when he does, even when it's the off season, when you're supposed to be thinking big picture, kind of. I mean, we want to see good 49ers football. That's all we're saying, Kyle. Listen to us for once. But I think I can kind of see why he's running him into the ground and trying to go for that MVP stake, is because the Shannons and McCaffreys have known each other like for a long time, right? Including with his dad and Ed and such, right? So it's almost like, hey, I want to see my family friend. I want to see my boy do good. So like, let's go. I want him to be the MVP. It's almost like me watching you and be like, Grant, go be the MVP of Beat Writers. Let's go, man. Let's go. So it's almost like that kind of relationship. Like, let's go. I'm rooting for this guy. So it's almost like making it like a bias sense, like which I can see where he's coming from a little bit in that way, but it's like you have to realize that the team is going to be better if you just shed a little bit of that cap, shed a little bit of thatness. Because the last, again, like you said, like you mentioned, last time he got a full workhorse year in 2019, it pretty much derailed him for the next 2 seasons. And it just kept being an injury after another and after another. I mean, even last year, I know he didn't miss a game with the 49ers, but remember, what was it, his calf or his ankle or something like that? Remember, it was something like, it was his calf, I think, last year. So even though he wasn't missing games, he definitely was playing hurt to a degree. So let's chill on him. Because honestly, I think what Shanahan's doing right now with Debo and George Kittle, I think he's personally limiting them because he knows, since they're their most injury-prone players, that he doesn't want to really unleash them in the first half of the season. He wants to take that over for the second half, the latter half, to start getting them going where he really needs them, because those guys are players who fatigue and get worn out with so many battled injuries, get beat down because they're so aggressive. So I think those are the two he's really protecting, and then McCaffrey is just unload, baby. Unload. Go ahead. Go do work.
Yeah, man. Yeah, baby. All right.
Yeah, baby.
Mark Lamar says, y'all buying into the TV hype is just another game. Win or lose don't equal Super Bowl. I'm not sure either. I don't know. What do you think?
TV hype. I mean, it's gonna be 2 teams who are combined 8-1. They face each other in a divisional playoff game. They have historical. It's in prime time. It's not TV hype. There is hype. I mean, the players always say, like, it's just another game, but when they get there, when it's the night game, they feel it. And you're going out there high intensity against a good opponent. It's different. These games do different. There are playoff atmosphere games in the regular season, and this one's going to be a great one. I mean, I hope it's a great one. We all are hoping for it.
Yep. Brandon Graysmith says, what's going on, Grant? Any plans to attend the Commanders game in DC? Not at this time.